Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to the session today. So last time, if you remember, we have seen map transformation as well as filter also we have seen here, right? So map is what? So if you have a one element in the P collection, input P collection, it will apply some transformation and it will create a one more P collection. So that's what one more input P collection. So from one P collection, applying transformations and creating a one more P collections with a single element or a multiple values. And likewise, you have a 1 minute. So we have tried to see how the map will work. And after that, we have seen multiple examples with the map. And I have also given you how to write this output to the BigQuery. That was an assignment for you. And example for where we have seen parsing the CSV one thing and the group by city. We have also learned about the group by key here. And we have also learned about the filter also here. So these are the, in this one, we have seen how we can able to group the data based on some key. And we have seen how we can able to filter out the data using the filter transformation in the Apache Beam. Okay. And this was an assignment. Hope you guys have done it. Now, I'm going to create a one more notebook. To start, it's supposed to be Apache Beam notebook. I'm going to increase the size. Okay. So I have a one more example today. And let me take the same data. For example, maybe this is employee data, right? So yeah, let me take the same data. So what I wanted to do, I would like to tell you, this is what I wanted to do. In this one, we are going to learn with Pardue transformation. Let me first define what is Pardue transformation. This is the one of the complex. If you need to do a complex processing, and if you need a flexible transformations, and Pardue is one of the transformation in the Apache Beam, which allows you to perform the complex processing on elements of the P collection. And what it will do is that it's the same thing. It like, for example, how you are using the map, right? You can also use the Pardue as well. The only difference is that here, whatever the processing you wanted to do, you can able to do it. If you wanted to filter out the data, if you wanted to process the data, transform the data, aggregate the data, whatever the thing you wanted to do, you can able to do it with the Pardue. So that's the reason it's a powerful and flexible transformation. It is a, let me try to mention it here. It is a powerful and flexible transformation. A powerful and flexible transformation to perform complex processing elements in P collection and it will be like this 120 or many, the transformation like this. So if you have a P collection, it will be applying the transformation to 1 to 0, the elements will be on top of, for example, if you take a P collection, you will be having a plenty of elements in the P collection. So that is what we call as the P collection. Right? P collection is nothing but a collection of elements, right? So if you wanted to apply one kind of a function to, or one kind of a transformation to one element to one more element it will create, or 1 to 0 also it will create, because sometimes it will be filtering out the data. So when you filter out the data, you don't get any output for that particular element, right? So 1 to 0 or 1 to many elements will also become. So whenever you are processing it, right, it allows you to perform 1 to 0 or more processing for each element. Okay, so that is what it is. Okay, so for example, it's like a map also. So let me try to get the map here. Same thing. It allows you to apply custom function to each element in the input pre-collection and transform it to transform it. That's it. Okay. So here we can do what are the flexible transformations we can do, sir? Here we can filter out the data. We can transform the data. We can group the data. We can aggregate the data. So many things, many kind of a transformations we can able to apply it here. So this is what is a Pardue, sir. A Pardue is this one. It is a powerful and flexible transformation to perform complex processing and elements in the P collection, and it allows you to perform 1 to 0 or more processing on each element. And that means what you said? That means you can able to emit multiple elements for a single input element, or filter out the data based on the certain conditions, and so it allows you to apply that custom function to each element in the input P collection and transform, filter, transformations like filter, transform, group the data, and aggregate the data. So let me mention here in the brackets transformations like this thing. Okay, so this is what is a Pardue cell. Let us try to see with one example. Let me take a sample data. Okay, so let me take the same thing. I have an employee dot txt. I'm going to take the same data. So this is my requirement, sir. I'm going to copy and paste it the requirement here. This is 1, 2, 3. So we need to parse the CSV and group the records by specific key called city, and calculate the average age for each group, and filter out the groups with the average age above certain threshold. Okay, so this is what. Okay, for that one, 30. Okay, for this one, we are going to use the Pardue, and the sample data is this one. So I'm going to take that employee.txt. I'm going to show you guys something wrong here. What's that? Yeah, you have here cat employee.txt. This is what the same data I'm taking it, guys. So you have already the data. And first thing, what we do, I'm going to copy it here. So just changing the steps. Okay. So for example, this is our data employee.txt. Yes. So what I will do, I'll tell you, sir. First thing, we are going to parse it. Okay. We are going to parse the CSV. And while parsing it, you can able to do anything. Now I am going to parse it with the help of the Pardue so that you will be able to understand this thing also. Okay. First thing, we will try to read the data from this CSV. That is fine. And header lines also skipped. And let me mention this one, this one, this one, and this one, and let me print the data now. So you have here, so that means this particular step we have applied. So only just we are reading the data and printing the data. So while reading the data, this is what it is: read from text employee.txt. And just printing the data, you will be able to see header is skipped. Okay, now I wanted to do parse the CSV, and I can use the map for the parsing. I can also do pardo. So I wanted to use pardo, pardo, and for that one, I wanted to define a function. Okay, so pardo is always a function. You cannot just use the function name. It's again a function inside a function, so you have to use it like this. Let's see it will work or not. It will not work actually. Parsing element requires one more positional argument. So let us try to define pardo here. Okay, let me remove this entire thing. Okay, so what I wanted to do, so we have to define, so pardo, we are going to use it with the classes. So parse CSV. Okay, so you can also go to Apache Beam, pardo, pardo examples. You will be having a plenty of examples. You can able to check it here. Okay, so this is how it is. So this is the syntax that we have to apply. So in the class, we are defining a beam of Duo functions, and we are going to define our function here and the returning this one here. Okay, so this is how you have to do it. Okay, I think this. So this is same thing. Okay, so he has defined two things here. Inside of one class, he has defined one function and one more function. Okay, so a class is like where you have a multiple functions, you are going to structure it out based on that. So that's what we are defining a class. The syntax will be like this: one class will have a multiple functions, and here we can able to use the function like this: process self DAMA text. We are going to split it based on the delimiter and yielding the word. Okay, so that is what you can also see multiple examples here. You have a plenty of examples here. You can see here again one class with one function only here. Okay, and he is yielding like this. Okay, so plenty of the examples are here. You can able to try it out. And what I am trying to do, I am parsing the CSV. So for that one, beam of same thing. I am going to copy the same thing, beam of this thing. Okay, so I'm going to mention it here. Okay, and after that, inside that, what he is defining a function, right? Okay, he is defining a function. I will also define a function, self comma element for me. I'm going to copy it here. I'm going to just paste it here. Define process self comma element. So this element, if you don't want it to use like element, you can actually use just X. So it becomes easy. Okay, what we wanted to do, sir? Sir, so from this in P collection one, what we are getting? We are getting this one. So LS 30 New York. Likewise, Bob 25 New York. So what we have to do? And we have to split that based on the comma and assign it to one name. Okay, one. So first one is a name, next one is a age or a city, or you can mention column 1, column 2, column 3, anything you can do it. So what I wanted to do is that I'm gonna make name comma age comma city. So I wanted to define these things, these three variables I'm defining it. So I have a input P collection, that is X elements. Okay, list of elements I got, that is X dot. I'm going to split it. Okay, based on what's a comma. So when you split it from based on the comma in the input key collection, so first one until the first comma, you are calling it as a variable name A, name, and next one is a age. The next column is a city. So based on the splitting, you are doing it, and I am going to return. Name equals to the variable name. So this is how I'm returning into the JSON format. Age, age. Just returning it into the JSON format. City, city. Okay. So while age is I wanted to later apply some kind of a transformations and it is an integer number. So I wanted to make it as an integer here itself while returning it out. Okay. So this is how I have defined my class. Okay. Very simple. You see here, inside my class, I have my function name, age, city. Based on the splitting, I'm doing it, returning it like this. You can also do the same thing here, sir. You can also do the same thing here. Here, I just need to do group by all of those things. So that's the reason I have done it like this. Okay, any which ways, this step also will work like this. Okay, you can just define parse CSV and name, age, city also. You can copy and paste it there. Automatically, that will also work the same way. Okay, anywhere it will be the same result. Now, applying this parse, copy this parse function here, paste it here, and it is a function, so you have to mention the function here, sir. Okay. So class, inside the class, you are using the class, and class is inside having a function. So that's the reason we have to mention like this. And you see here, return will be like this. Name, alias, age 30, city, New York. So this is how we have written like this only, right? So we are returning the data in the form of a JSON format because next time whenever I wanted to do the transformations, it becomes very easy for me. Okay. Now, next I wanted to do is that first thing what we have achieved, we have parsed the CSV and we have passed the CSV. That's it. Now I wanted to group the records by a specific key city. Okay. So specific key city. So for that one minute, guys. So we are going to group it. I think we have a group by here already. To remove it, group by city, beam dot group by, and based on the, I'm gonna mention based on the city. Okay, based on the city you can mention because here it will be able to understand the age, right? So you have a column age, column name, column age, column city. So it will understand it like this. Now to run it. Okay. Okay, applies a custom transform using the publish specified. 1 minute, guys. I think I'm gonna remove this key. Okay, still has no attribute city. Dictionary object has no attribute city. It has, right? Not sure. When I run this thing, right? So when I run this thing, we have a city, and I'm using the same city here. Copy this thing and remove it. Group by city, beam dot group by. 1 minute. Group by, yes. One minute, guys. Something wrong somewhere here. Some attribute error it is saying. One minute. So grouping the city is perfect. Anyone have any suggestions on this one, guys? The group by city is unable to understand. Okay, so that's the thing. 1 minute, guys, please. Sorry, guys. So if the group by city is not unable to understand, so I'm getting the input p collection like this. So let me try applying some lambda function so that it will be able to understand that what. Okay. So let me see lambda x is the x of record city. I think so. Yes, I think so. It's working. Right. So you have a New York City and name Alice, age 30. City is New York. And this is good. One, two, three. Los Angeles, one, two, three. San Francisco, one, two, three. Okay, so you have like three cities: New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco. You have like in this New York, you have three records. Los Angeles, you have two records. San Francisco, you have only one record. That's perfect. Okay, so that means you have grouped the data, and it should work. This one also should work. 1 minute. This should also work. I don't know why it's not working. Field expression city at the zero must be callable as a string. Okay. Okay. Anyway, the group by this lambda is working. Okay. So this is how it is. Now, what I wanted to do is that I wanted to calculate the averages. Right. I wanted to calculate the average age for each group. So for that one, so let me return this thing, and this will be the my output. Okay. So what I wanted to do is that first I wanted to calculate the total. So let me remove these two things. This will be fine. Okay. So calculate the average age for each group. Okay. Now I'm going to remove this thing also. I wanted to calculate the average age for each group. I'm going to mention here calculate average age for each group. For that one, I'm going to use the one more average age function I wanted to define. So inside the class only, I'm going to define it, guys. So we are going to do everything with the help of the pardo only, because pardo is the main commonly used functions, guys. So for example, if you wanted to do any of the transformation, people will be using the pardo only, because it gives you a very good flexibility, and you can able to use anything. You can able to achieve anything with help of the pardo. So I'm going to create a average age function, average age function. So inside that the same thing, beam dot duo functions. Okay, inside that we are going to define a function that is process, and the same thing is nothing but a self comma element. Okay, and now here you have to write it. Okay, so you see here we have a city, and here we have records. Again city, records. Again city, and here we go again we have records. So for that one, what I wanted to do is that city comma records is equals to, or data is equal to, you can mention anything. Okay, records or data is equal to, I just wanted to define that as a x. Okay, so that means this is city, and these are all becomes records, and this entire set I am calling it as a x. Okay, now I wanted to calculate the average age, right? So average age is nothing but a what, sir? Total age by length of the age. Okay, length of I mean number of members, right? So total age I wanted to calculate first. Total age is equals to the sum of, in the record we have name. I don't need it. We have age. Sorry, age. We need this thing, right? So in the record. So in the record. In the record. So I wanted to get age for record, or you can just mention y of age for y in records. Okay, so this is what is my logic, sir. This is my logic. Sum of the age I wanted to add, but that age is there in where? So that age is there in the records. So we are going to get that age is there in the form of a inside this record. So for each age in y, I want for each age in the records, I am going to sum it. Okay, I am going to sum it. Okay, and I wanted to calculate the average age. So that is average underscore age is equals to, what is the average age, sir? Total age by length of records. Okay, how many records are there? That's what is mean by length of records, right? So this is what it is. And finally, you wanted to return what, sir? I wanted to return city with average ages. Okay, I wanted to return city, comma, average age, average age, average age. Is it? So for you will be getting the city and their average age from this thing. Okay, so I have done like this. So for example, average age, I wanted to remove this entire thing. Here I am going to use Pardue function. I am using it, and I am going to use this class as a function here. Okay, now run it. Something wrong? Okay. Sorry. So what I have done is that wrong. Here I have mentioned element and here I have mentioned x. So it should be both here x or here x, here element or here also element. Otherwise, it will not be defined properly. So whatever the element you are getting it, that was based on the city. You are creating a one variable. Records you are creating a one more variable. Two variables you are using it to return it out city, and from the records we are getting the average age. Okay. So now it will work. See here city and the average age is this one. You can also look at here. So for this one, Los Angeles 31.5. Los Angeles you have two records. Okay, you see here 28 plus 31 by 2. 28 plus 35 by 2. 31.5, right? So you have got it. So this is how you got the city as well as this one. And final transformation is we are going to filter out this data based on the average age on a certain threshold, that is 30. Okay, I don't wanted to get those records who are aged that less than 30. Okay, so for that one also I have different function earlier, right? I have also different function. You can use this thing, but you can't directly use this thing because earlier we have the data in the form of a columns, sorry, list. So now it is in the form of a dictionary, so you have to use it in a different way. Okay, so I'm gonna do it. So you can use the same function, that's fine. Okay, or I'll just try to modify this thing. I'll just try to modify this thing only. Define filter data. Filter data, we have column name is not 1. So I'm going to mention it as average age. I think it should work now. Right? Less than or equal to 30. We have only 2 records. Okay, both are 29 only. Average is both is 29. For New York, you have 3 records 30 to 25, 30. 30 to 25, 30 divided by 3. Okay, 29 only. Right. So you see here, I'm using the filter out option. Out of these things, you see here 29, 29. You only have one record which is more than this thing. So you'll be able to see only one record when you filter it out the data. See here. So I'm just filtering out the data. I'm not defining the class here. I'm not using the this thing. I'm not using my Pardot. I'm just using a function. So if you wanted to define it with the class also, you can able to do it, guys. You can also define it with the class. That is also fine, but it is a simple transformation, so I did not use it. Okay. So you have here this one, 30. Whatever the thing you wanted to mention, you can mention it here. Okay. So filter out, returning x of average is more than is equal to 30. I have mentioned it here. Okay, so if you mention 29 or something, you will be able to get all the records. Now the city is this one, the average age is this one. Okay, so this way, one by one, the thing is that one by one, whatever this problem statement, you will be having it, right? Okay, convert it into a multiple steps, try to achieve it each step at a time. Okay, so this way you can able to do one transformation. Okay, so here you have done learned about Pardot, group by, and filter. Already we know filter and map. All the transformations we have mentioned in one single this thing. Okay, yeah. Anyone have any questions? Okay, let's try to do this one more example. Okay, let's try to do one more example. So this is a example one. Example one on employee.txt. Okay, so this is what the example one we have done it. Now, so let me rename it. Session 3B transformation. This could be, some people may not be able to understand it, guys. You have to practice. Okay, if you think that sir, this is all things are I'm unable to understand, some things I am able to understand, some things I do not. So when you practice it, see, if you know something, you will be able to get it easily. If you don't know something, you practice, you get it. Okay. Now I wanted to take one more sample data set, that is, okay, that I should have mentioned that as a customers. Now I have one more file. Let me take this as a, let me take this as a employee department data dot txt. Okay, employee department dot txt. Okay, this is the employee plus department data it will be having. Okay, employee ID, employee name, department ID, department name, and salary. So you will be having the data like this, sir. Okay, control yes, and I'll go here at EMT department, and we'll be able to see the data like this. So you have the data here. Okay, so now the example 2. Example 2. The example 2 on this one, the data is employee department.txt. Okay, so this is the data, and the requirement is to find Commonly asked question to find the third highest salary in. Okay, let's take third highest salary. We wanted to get the third highest salary. Okay, so this is the requirement, sir. No, no, no. This is example two, sir. In this one, we wanted to get the third highest salary. Example one, employee.txt. Example two, department to find the third highest salary. So for that one, what I wanted to do it, sir. Can anyone tell me what we have to do it? Okay. So first let us try to do the same thing. So try to define the pipeline object. Later we will try to do it one by one. That's not at all a problem, right? So first we read the data and let me remove all of these things. Okay. So let me first, what I will do, read the data. So that data is this one. So first let us read the data. Later we will try to worry about it, all the things. Okay. So CSV data is equal to this one. So we have allies. Okay. One LS HR 50,000. Two Bob. So you have 7 records. Employee data is there as well as department data is also there. Okay. So this is what it is. And next you have to do what, sir? You are going to parse it. So parsing, I will be doing the same thing. I will do the same thing for the parsing as well. I will copy and paste it here. Now you say, tell me, sir, this is one. This is not a name. This is ID. So ID, comma, next name, next age. It is not age. It is a department. It's department. And next salary. Okay, so you have four. So ID, I'm gonna say employee ID. So employee ID, name, department, salary. Okay, so you split it, and you're gonna be changing the same thing here also. Return it. So this is, I would say, employee ID is equals to employee ID. Name is equals to name. Int is not required for the name. I am removing it. Name and department is equals to department, comma. Salary is, I wanted to mention it in the form of a float. Okay. So salary, I wanted to take it as a float of salary. Perfect. So you are also splitting it based on the comma. So again, this is done. See here, employee ID, name, department, salary. Okay. Now we wanted to find the third highest salary. So that's the tricky part. Now tell me, sir, what to do. Sorry, I did not get you. Sorry. So first we need to do what? So you want me to define one function to sort it. So that's what you are saying. Okay. Yes, we can also use that here, but we can't use it directly because if I have to use it, I have to add one more column, and that will be uh, a bit more, I believe. 1 minute, let me think of it. Yeah, sorry guys. So someone was talking. I have got one message. Yeah. So first we have here the data. We got the data. So let me keep this data somewhere so that later if I wanted to look at the data, I'll be able to do it. So now you have here, see the data. I have an employee ID. This is my input P collection. So this is where I'm going to add one more transformation to find the third highest salary. Okay. So I wanted to get it third highest salary here. So for that one, third highest salary. It's not easy because you can't use the directly the ranking functions here because you can't import that entire library because this is a Apache Beam. You don't use the Spark or you don't use the SQL kind of concepts here. Okay, so for that one we need to without that also we have to find this particular this thing third highest salary. So for that one, let me try to use Pardue only. Pardue actually gives me all the things. Sorry. So third highest salary. Okay, so I wanted to define this class. No, I think many things are there. How to solve it? I am also just thinking because we can also use SQL API here. So that can also be possible to use it. Let's try it out with the SQL. Okay, let me see if we have SQL or not. Let me try to. Okay, it will work or not. Let me see why it's not coming. Import Apache Beam dot SQL dot Beam SQL API as SQL. Let me see whether this will work or not. Apache Beam dot SQL dot Beam SQL API. So I think it's not no module named. So you can't import it directly. No, I think it's not working out. If this is working out earlier, okay, there is also we have to this is a custom and we cannot use it directly. So that's fine. So let's not worry about this SQL then. Because I wanted to try it out. You already know about the SQL, right? So I thought of like you guys can easily pick it up. But let's not worry about it. I can do that. I can do that. I can ascending order. I can take it up, and after that, see, I want to make it generalized in such a way that I wanted to give you assignment also in each department. If you have to find a salary, in that way also I wanted to think about it. Okay, so that's my idea. For example, let me try to do it with help of the simple lambda function, and let's see how it actually works. Okay, so third highest salary, and let me try to try with the lambda. I wanted to take department. Okay, let me take x comma y. x comma beam dot. I'm going to use the combiners. Let me see whether this will also work. I'm going to explain guys. 1 minute. Let me see if it is working out. I'll try to explain. No, it's not working. They have defined y. Why it's not coming? Name y is not defined. Here I have defined, right? It's make it as now. No. Something is missing. Okay, it's actually I had to run out, guys. So I'm gonna stop here the session. So I'm gonna check it out this thing. So it should work. This is one of the simple thing. So if I wanted to find the average salary, I can think of combiners I can use to get the highest salary. So, but there are plenty of ways. I'm gonna tell you 2 to 3 ways, maybe tomorrow. 2 ways I will at least I will tell you 2 ways how you can able to collect the highest salary. So I'm gonna tell you that tomorrow. Now I'm going to stop here the session. I have some 10 minutes of work outside. So I'm running out of time. So I'm gonna stop here the session today. And if you guys have any questions, you can ask me. We have 5 minutes. Yeah. Because we can't directly do it, right? So if you directly take a list kind of a data, so how do you apply the transformations? If you wanted to apply the transformations, you convert that as a columns. Okay, applying. See, if I have some kind of a list, can I directly store the CSV data in the BigQuery? In the database, I can't store it. So while I'm storing it, I do that, convert into the columns and assign the schema. Then only I'll be able to do it. Then it will be easy for me to apply the transformations. Likewise, so you can apply the transformations on the CSV directly. But if you wanted to apply it, you parse it in such a way that beam can understand. Okay, this is a first column, this is a second column, this is a third column. So that means this is the first element, second element, third element. So that while it is applying the transformations, okay, this is how you have to consider this is an element. Until next comma, this is element one. Until first comma to next comma again element two. Second comma to third comma it is element three. So it is how that's how the beam will work. So element by element. So that's the reason it is called as a P collection. P means parallel collections. Collection nothing but multiple elements. And whenever you wanted to apply the transformation, you are going to apply it on the P collection. Nothing but a number of elements you are going to apply it. So that for that reason you wanted to do it. Filter it out. We can filter it out. And null values are negative values if you want it. For example, salary. So I am applying always directly the salary. Tomorrow you may get the salary negative also. In such scenarios, how this sum will work? Okay, how this sum will work? I am going to undertake you this thing, guys. So for example, This is also one good question. Somewhere I have average salary, right? Age is our example. Let us take age. Age is a integer, that's fine, but it can have a negative values and positive values in the source value. And how do you solve it? First, you filter it out those negative values. Likewise, you filter it out the duplicate values, filter it out the null values based on your requirement. Filter it out, and you wanted to replace the null value with some other value. Filter it, replace it. So those kind of things you have to do. Yes. Any other questions? I'm gonna stop here session. So you have a plenty of examples in the I mean to say Beam documentation. Go and check it. When you do plenty of the things right, you will be able to get it. So I'm gonna stop here for the session today, guys. Thank you all. Anyone have any other questions? Practice it, guys. Practice it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you all.